areas of the most active conversion right now. We're kind of confused. What are the mechanisms of conversion? We seem to assume often that that's obvious, but it's not obvious. And I think there are at least two, and maybe there are a lot. There's a kind of poverty-related one, and then there's a kind of elite intellectual-related one. We can see both of those going on. But what else is going on, and how many of which, and where are we headed with Christianity? None of this we know. Folk religion taking off like crazy, but not everywhere in China. And again, the geography of that is pretty mysterious still. Mostly what I wanted to mention was the problem of variation, because that, in some ways, that's why I started studying China. Maybe in the naive, undergraduate sort of sense that if we're social scientists, this is as close to a laboratory as we're ever going to get. We have this huge geographical variation in China. We have rich places, poor places, different economic relations, different levels of urbanization, right? All kinds of things that we can look at there. And then we have Chinese all over the world, so we can do these other kinds of comparisons. What happens when you take people from southern Fujian and stick them in Taiwan? Well, we can compare those with the people still in southern Fujian, because it's the same people and it's only been a few centuries. And so that, you know, if you look at my CV, I'm filled with these comparisons of Taiwan and the People's Republic, because I think it's this great comparison, and I never understand why there's not more people trying to push me out of that position and take it over. But, you know, that's there. Malaysia, in this one, I think was a really important addition here. So we see, you know, we can see not just these differences between Chinese from different parts of China, economic or gender or educational, whatever variables we want inside of China, but we have these different political systems. Right? We can look at a place like Malacca or Singapore and look at British colonialism versus Japanese colonialism in Taiwan. We can compare all of that with no direct colonialism or very little direct colonialism in China. So many questions that we have and that we're able to look at, and that none of us can do by ourselves. We'll never answer any of those things by ourselves. Even my little project, I could never have done by myself. Collaboration is a key. Partly collaboration on specific research projects like this, but you know what I'm really thinking of is this new center as a center for coordination of all of us, for keeping the lines of communication, for opening up these larger kinds of questions that are so hard for us to answer by ourselves. So again, let me just conclude by saying thank you. I'm so grateful to have had the chance to do this.